Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden football.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. The dump-off gets him only 1, and now you're looking at a 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Lions will take over. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
That's it. Big hit.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. And that is incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. And it's 3rd down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Looking to throw. Lawrence looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one. Well, peel back the curtain, partner. We've got a pretty good look into how they plan to play this game. Aggressive seems to be the word. Going for it on 4th down in that situation.
Yeah, opening drive. Now, we know this coaching staff, they have traits of aggression in their history, but what a start to this game. They're going for it.
Yeah, a lot of people might say reckless, but they got it. 1 for 1 on 4th down here early in the game.
It's a gain of 14 and a 1st down for Detroit. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Lawrence. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. It's a gain of 14 and a... First down for Detroit. Pretty solid start for the rookie here on this first drive, Charles.
Able to have some confidence, step it back into the pocket, move around a little bit, find open receivers, and deliver. That just means his confidence is going to continue to grow because he's getting more and more comfortable with each completed pass.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught 1 of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable third down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll bring up fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Looking to throw. Lawrence. And it's caught. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on fourth down to bring up first and goal.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game too. And as a first-rounder, a lot of eyes on him, a lot of expectations.
And he has to play well in his rookie year. Those days of coddling guys and bringing them along slowly, those days are long gone. When you're drafted in the first round, they expect you to play right away, and the community's out.
He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. John Ross, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point splits the uprights. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they score in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense, because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt, because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
A quick throw taken in by Diggs. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage after it.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
On second down, Cook. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we get everybody cut. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down. They've been practicing goal line offense all week. Let's see if they're able to capitalize here. They'll run for it with Cook. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal. They'll try to run with Madison, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's third and goal. Back to throw. Fields. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And Hopkins' kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Come on now, let's go.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And he slings one that's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. 2nd and 10. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. From the gun, Lawrence. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. They'll try and throw for it here. Got a man. It's Ross. Complete. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down.
Let's get it.
They'll run on 1st down. Swift. It's Everson Griffin who made the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Flush to his right. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
Ready? And 2 stop.
Off the play fake. Lawrence. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Now it's the backup Stafford. And his first throw here is incomplete. The former Pro Bowl linebacker Anthony Barr there to jar it free. The Lions on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 16. A shotgun snap for Stafford. He completes it to Jones. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent game. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. They'll try and run for it. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. So the defensive front holding strong there on 4th and inches.
And how about the battle of big people up front? That turned into a leverage game, didn't it? Defensive linemen, they won it. Lower than the offensive guys, pushed them back, knifed through, and made a great play.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Well, it was 2nd and long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Returnable for Grant.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Check. Walk it before.
On 1st down, Swift. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a 1st down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. John Ross with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain it.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week it totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has, showing those great hands that we've seen from him throughout.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Let's go, son.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
On 2nd down, it's Cook. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. Looking to throw. Fields. And he's able to find Diggs. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 37. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now throwing on first down and completing it. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. 2nd and 1. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And Diggs has it. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. And this will be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Well-timed effort by Darius Slay. A sack on the corner blitz.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Hopkins' kick is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals, because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
No.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Let's go.
So we have reached halftime here. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Through an opening, and there he goes. Touchdown, Detroit. He goes 102 yards from one end zone to the other. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Well executed there on second down, so do you go back to the air on third?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I rather believe you'll do it a second time.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 41-yard line.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now they'll try the jet sweep here, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. They run the counter with Cook. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 17 yards, first down, Vikings.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
They run again on first down, Cook.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down now, it's Cook. Yeah. A good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17. And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a first at the Lions 17. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. And Hopkins' kick is good. And they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12. So his third field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these threes into sixes.
And sevens, and probably even eights. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear if they want to close this gap.
Let's go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They'll run on first down. Swift trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr. Looking to throw on second down. Stafford, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. From the gun, here's Stafford. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson.
It's a gain of 20.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know it's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
It's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9, Stafford. Looking left sideline, it's complete. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
The quick slant caught, and he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. John Ross with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Madison running on first down. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Another carry now for Madison. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I said,
a big seam, and he might go all the way. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 38 yards on the scamper there. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they can...
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. Throwing on 3rd and long. Fields. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Back to throw. Fields. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. A nice run there, 8 yards, moves him much closer to the goal line now for 3rd down. Going to run with Madison again. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. This defense continues to be good on 3rd down. I mean, they haven't allowed a touchdown offensively. Are you saying, let's go for this? Let's try to get it in the end zone.
I don't know about that because of what you just described. They've been so good, and they don't give up the big play that you would expect in downs 1 through 3. Why should 4th down be any different? True. You might want to go ahead and kick the field goal and see if you can figure out something else as this game moves on.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball. He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Stafford. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And now it's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Stafford. Open man is Ross, complete. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Stafford now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the 2nd half. Not bad. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down.
Ready.
On 1st down, Swift. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. A nice run there, 8 yards, moves him much closer to the goal line now for 3rd down.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
And they're going to go for this thing. They're not going to leave anything to chance. They're going to roll the dice on 4th and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Tighten up, pull together.
On first down, Fields. That's taken in, complete to Reynolds. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's 2nd and 8. That's into the hands of Reynolds. 22 yards there, a first down. This quarterback now 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Fields. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. A gain of 6 there on first. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Back to throw. Fields. Reynolds with a catch out on the right side. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. On 1st and 10, Fields. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Adam Thielen, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Obviously, the scoreboard right now is not the friend of this rookie quarterback, but, hey, a touchdown pass there maybe builds a little confidence.
Every rep is valuable when you're a rookie. Every time you step up and throw the football, there's a lesson to be learned. Yeah, he took advantage of a little bit of loose coverage there with the lead, but at the same time, got it done, and it'll take a little bit of satisfaction away from that throw.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. They'll run on first down. Swift. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that,